Ladies and gentlemen, we're here.
I'm part of the Kliq, isn't everybody?
Yes! 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 I got an idea, yeah. Beat up John Cena!
Give me a hell yeah!
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Too sweet! This is where the power lies!
I am the man.
Beat me if you can! Come on!
It's showtime, folks!
The following episode is scheduled for one fall, and it is for your listening pleasure. This is In The Kliq.
What's up, everybody? Baby Huey here, and joining me once again is my brother Tommy. How's it going?
I'm doing good, but first things first, I know you guys don't follow a lot of sports outside of professional wrestling, but as you know, I'm a diehard San Francisco Giants fan, and they just clinched the National League Western Division, so hats off to them, and I'm happy and relieved that they did it.
Yes, congrats.
I just clenched my cheeks for you.
And yeah, they got 107 wins
It's a
today.
franchise record.
That's awesome. And suck it, Dodgers.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And also joining us is our good brother from Pro Wrestling 101 on Instagram. It's Richard. How you doing?
I'm not garbage, and I feel pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Hey,
great.
man.
We're great.
We're on a high right now as far as the Giants.
Opium?
Riddle
Opiates?
high. A riddle RVD.
Ritalin.
Yeah, riddle.
The booger sugar?
No.
Wow.
What? Wow, Tommy. You just crash into a wall with that one. No, it's an exciting day. Unfortunately, the Niners lost. I was out there for a little bit down at Levi's Stadium. I will admit, I was walking around during the Niner game, and I just kept thinking to myself, man, we are due for another WrestleMania here in Santa Clara. Like, I really want another big event to come back to the Bay Area. And that's
Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble. I mean, now Royal Rumbles are now going to be held in
Football stadium?
Football stadiums. Yeah, it was announced a couple days ago.
They're going to have it in, St. Louis.
St. Louis, that last Saturday in January. So it's the championship weekend for the NFL that Sunday.
Yeah.
So they're going to have it that last Saturday in January in St. Louis. So yeah, next year, man, they're really all the big four pay-per-views are going to be in big football stadiums now. So that's the thing. It's like, hey, if they don't want WrestleMania out here, then yeah, give us Royal Rumble, give us SummerSlam, Money in the Bank, something. So hopefully that's a good sign. Something in the Bay Area will happen very soon. So looking forward to that. But hey, for all the Kliqsters listening right now, if you haven't done so yet, get your tickets for either SmackDown or Raw. It's going to be in the Bay Area next weekend. Friday, October 8th, over at the SAP Center will be Friday Night SmackDown. Then Monday, October 11th, will be at the Chase Center in San Francisco for Monday Night Raw. So looking forward to that. But man, a lot of stuff to get into. This past Friday night on SmackDown was, of course, night one of the 2021 WWE Draft. 4 rounds were on TV, and then a bunch of picks were announced on Talking Smack. And yeah, we'll just dig right into this. We'll break it all down. So round one of the draft, we saw Adam Pearce and oh my God, what's her name?
Sonya Deville.
Sonya Deville. I don't know why I totally had his brain fart right there. They come out and they announced the first round picks for WWE. So SmackDown had the first overall pick, and they of course picked the Universal Champion, the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. Big E was second, the WWE Champion. He is now officially on Monday Night Raw. The third pick for SmackDown was Charlotte Flair, the Raw Women's Champion. Woo. And then the fourth pick was Bianca Belair, who was just a former SmackDown Women's Champion. She's now moving over to Monday Night Raw. Man, Richard, any kind of, I don't know, do you want to, should I just go power through all 4 rounds?
Yeah, let's go through it as we're going through it.
Okay.
I think like for those champions, good choices so far. A buddy of mine on Instagram, I'll give him a shout out. He goes by Silky Slim. Pointed out at the moment, as of right now, before Monday Night Raw, all 4 horsewomen are on the same show.
That is true.
There you go.
Bianca Belair to Raw, I think, is a brilliant move because Raw needs. Raw's been very good the last couple weeks, but to keep that momentum going, they need this shakeup. They need this draft. And Bianca Belair is over like Rover right now, so it makes a lot of sense to have her shift over there.
And yeah, I know for the time being, right now, all the 4 horsewomen are on SmackDown. I know that's probably not going to last very long.
But the question is who's moving to Monday night?
Yeah, so maybe we can kind of go into our predictions after we kind of power through these rounds real quick. Bianca Belair, though, I do like this underlying story. They don't really talk about it too much, but she has this personal goal. And for anyone who listened to my interview with her a few months ago, she wants to defeat every single one of the 4 horsewomen at some point. And so I like that's kind of like a little personal goal of hers is, she's like this outsider coming in to WWE and she wants to take out all of them. So she has beat Sasha at WrestleMania.
I'm with you. I like goals that aren't necessarily title oriented.
Yeah, or they don't like beat it into our heads. Yeah. Like, oh my God, they're going to accomplish this. Yeah. Like, no, it's just something over time. We're like, oh yeah, she's done all this. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, she beat Bayley, earlier this year. So, eventually, right now she's kind of mixing it with Becky.
I think as fans, we perceive wrestlers that their goals are all title oriented. But I've heard from people like Bobby Roode say that like a goal, saying like, hey, I might not be the world champion, but I've main evented a Monday Night Raw. I've main evented a pay-per-view. Those things matter to the wrestlers, I think. And it's not necessarily like I was trusted enough to be the last thing that people saw before they went home.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think with pro wrestling, listen, as we talked about many times, in pro wrestling, there are bookers, creative people who kind of can control your destiny of how you're presented on the air. And so with that being said, you're probably not going to not everyone's going to be a champion of some sort. So what are some other goals that you can look forward to on a regular basis? Right. And so, yeah, as you said, main eventing, it could be something people look forward to.
Okay, I got one for you. Jake the Snake Roberts, Ted DiBiase, Roddy Piper. All legends.
Oh, absolutely.
All iconic wrestlers. Mm-hmm. Some of the biggest names ever in the history of the sport.
Yeah.
World champion?
No.
In WWE, no.
WCW?
No.
AWA?
NWO. Sorry.
NWA?
Was he NWA? No.
Nope. No. None of those guys were NWA, WCW, ECW, AWA, or WWF WWE champion.
Yeah.
But they're all iconic legends. Not everyone has to be a world champion. And any of those guys could have been a world champion.
Well, DiBiase got the WWE championship off Andre.
Well,
he handed it to him.
That depends. And he did defend it.
Yeah. And Ted DiBiase was a former UWF champion.
It doesn't count.
Yeah.
Not a real promotion.
Well, no. So anyway, I'm saying this first round, it made sense. Interesting though that Raw drafted Bianca Belair and not necessarily Becky Lynch per se. But then again,
we got Monday.
They have Monday, and keep in mind they said half the roster was available of the draft pool on SmackDown. The other half are available on Monday. So kayfabe, we assume Becky and them were not available in this draft. The other thing I do want to mention, I thought it was pretty cool that they announced all these draft picks will not take effect until October 22nd, that Friday after Crown Jewel, Saudi Arabia show. Yeah. So we have a few weeks to kind of finish up these current storylines that are playing out right now. And also from a real talk, some of these people who travel schedules are used to like Mondays. They have a few weeks to adjust their travel schedules and maybe have to move to Fridays now. So it gives them time to plan things out.
So Charlotte has a couple of weeks to lose the belt.
Correct.
And Bianca has a few weeks to win the SmackDown belt and potentially stay on SmackDown.
Maybe. Or, see, that's the thing. Or could it be kind of lame and, let's say Becky goes to Raw and Charlotte now is on.
I don't want to see them trade belts ever again.
Yeah, will they flip-flop belts like they did with the Street Profits last year?
With New Day, yeah.
With the New Day. I don't know. I hope they don't flip-flop like that. I think it's just kind of lame. It's like, oh, yeah, here, we just change belts. And
this is where they get in trouble with the tag titles and the women's belts. Because if they had some sort of differentiating title name, like if the women's if they have the WWE Women's Championship and then the WWE International Women's Championship.
Yeah, some different names to separate the two. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both world titles, but, same thing with the tag team titles. If you had one or the other, because then you're just moving belts over. They're not brand-specific belts.
Yeah, or color-specific. Like, especially, the Raw title is red. Becky's, the SmackDown title, is blue. So it's like, it'd be odd to be on Raw with the blue title. So... Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It's we'll see how they're going to play this out. So, yeah, we have a few weeks to see how this plays out. Will, Becky drop the title? I don't know. We'll see. Well, we can kind of go more of our predictions and later on. So, round number 2, SmackDown got Drew McIntyre, which I'm happy for. Yeah, he needs a fresh paint
he needs a new a fresh coat of paint, right?
A change of scenery.
Change of scenery. That's the word I was trying to think.
He needs a fresh paint of coat.
Paint his face half blue again, like
William Wallace.
Braveheart. Yeah. No, I mean, but real talk. Since Drew McIntyre's been back with WWE, he had his little run in NXT. Then when he got called back up, it's been Raw this whole time for the last few years. So he's been due fresh scenery, fresh matchups. And even at SummerSlam, I asked him about that. I was like, at the time, I was like, hey, there's a rumor the draft is coming up, and would you want to go to SmackDown? And he said, he was open to the idea. I actually might clip that little part of the interview and repost that on social media. So.
It's a clean slate for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Great start. The second pick of the round 2 for Raw was RK Bro. So Riddle, Randy Orton are staying on Raw. The third pick for SmackDown was the New Day, but only Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. A lot of people were upset about this. Like, how dare you? We just got the New Day with Big E back together, reunion the last couple weeks, and now you're ripping them apart again. I hope this is just a swerve, which we'll get into maybe with predictions later on. And then the fourth pick was for Monday Night Raw. They get Edge. So, Radar Superstar is back on Monday Night Raw, which he was kind of there last year, but then he kind of just jumped over to SmackDown after winning the Rumble because he had the whole storyline, choosing Roman and Daniel Bryan, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think what we're getting with Edge is that before he's done wrestling, he wants to wrestle the people that he hasn't.
Yeah, AJ Styles.
That's who I was going to go with. Because I know that, like, Christians always put over AJ Big from their time in TNA together, and Edge never got a chance with AJ.
Yeah, so right. It's just fresh matchups on Raw for him, which is exciting for.
AJ, well, and I want to bring this up, too, because I've kind of found this to be interesting. When we saw AJ and Big E in the ring for that tag at the pay-per-view last week.
Yeah.
Did you notice the crowd reaction when AJ and Big E were face to face?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those are things that WWE listens to. Like, that's part of the beauty of the Royal Rumble is that they can get those reactions when they get two people that
the matchups there.
Yeah, like that's when they can really kind of focus in on WrestleMania and before.
Oh, totally. I mean, I would love to see AJ Styles kind of maybe distance himself from Omos and maybe go back as like a singles guy and be in the title picture again. I would love to see him eventually get maybe one more heavyweight championship run in WWE, whether it's Universal or WWE, just one more.
Yeah,
because he's getting up there in age, and I think he said this is going to be his last contract as a full-time wrestler. So we have him for a few more years, but like let's really make something out of this.
Give him one big push.
Yeah. So I would I saw this. People, predicting last week. It'd be kind of cool if Omos goes to SmackDown and he becomes like the big heat for Roman Reigns, like their security.
Ooh, I dig that.
Yeah. So, and then AJ stays on Raw and goes back to being the phenomenal one. Just giving him a good run there. So, anyway, predictions. We'll save that for later. So, round number 3, SmackDown got Happy Corbin And we saw last week on SmackDown the re-debut of Riddick Moss. And then this week, it was officially announced his new name is Madcap Moss.
Madcap Moss.
What's a madcap?
I don't know.
It's like...
I'm going to Google what madcap. Definition on the Webster Dictionary. Madcap, marked by recklessness or foolishness.
Oh, that works.
Like, yeah, you're crazy
over here.
Yeah.
I thought it was like maybe...
Daredevil. Full synonyms are reckless. Yeah. Okay. He's a wild one.
Okay, it fits.
He's a scoundrel.
God, when was Madcap used? Like in the 50s?
It sounds like a 40s,
God damn it,
50s
pal.
too.
It's good.
No, it sounds like something.
There's a little theme going on here with these nicknames like that. Bearcat.
Yeah.
He's gonna wear a zoot suit to the ring.
Oh my god, are we gonna get Deuce and Domino back soon?
No, I like.
Sick.
Yeah, I do like.
Dude, I remember them.
Nickname Bearcat.
Well, okay, we'll get into that in a second.
Sure.
So, which I kind of like Happy Corbin having kind of like a buddy / protect. I don't know what you want to call him, like a
manager,
or someone that like he's there to kind of help beat up people.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, even though he just laughs at everything, was kind of obnoxious a little bit, but maybe that's his role of obnoxious character, but
kind of like what Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect was with the coach, maybe.
Yeah. The next pick for Raw was the women's tag team champions, Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley. So I know with the women's tag titles, they can float in between brands, but I think
they lose the belts, they're on Raw.
Exactly. Next up for SmackDown, a pick that
biggest shocker of the night to me.
I was happy with this pick. Hit Row from NXT, officially moving on up to SmackDown. I love this pick.
This is a very smart pick.
So, is Swerve going to drop the title soon? The North American title in NXT?
I'm going to imagine. I have no insider anything on this, but I would imagine based off of what's Fabby B?
Fab B,
that they're going to be kind of floating a little bit between SmackDown and NXT because she's good on a mic. She looks great. Dear God. But like her in-ring needs a lot of work, and I don't see them throwing her in a tag team to get better in the ring. So unless they want her to be like the female Enzo and learn on the fly. But I mean, the other guys, they're ready.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I know Top Dollar, he's very much still green, the former NFL player / host on the A&E show, was it Hidden Treasures?
Hidden Treasures,
yeah. But Swerve Sky and Adonis, they're both ready.
Yeah, totally.
Especially Swerve, dude. He is so ready. Hey, keep in mind, NXT, Carmella Hayes still has that contract for a title shot of his choosing.
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
I mean,
that's a possibility.
What happens if he uses that title, uses that contract in the coming weeks before these draft picks take effect?
Or Santos Escobar.
Or Santos Escobar.
I have to keep in mind too that they've got this couple of weeks thing that you.
Yeah. So they got a few weeks.
That changes everything.
Yeah, NXT 2.0, you really should be tuning in to see what could happen with Swerve. I mean, unfortunately, he's won the title from Bronson Reed like 3 months ago. He has yet to defend it. Yeah. He's actually he has so been caught up with
he's like Dean Ambrose with the U.S. title.
Yeah. Totally.
He has been so caught up with Santos Escobar and Legado del Fantasma. He hasn't actually had one-on-one matches defending that title.
You just love no one. It's not fair that they can't see your face when you say Legado del Fantasma because you brighten up and you're like, I nailed it. Every time you have this proud look on your face that
Legado del Fantasma.
Nailed it.
I'm winking to the camera.
No one can see you winking.
I should clip this, put it on Instagram.
No one can see you winking.
So, but I'm happy for Hit Row. Like, they are fun.
That was the biggest surprise to me of the night. Like,
I mean,
if you were to give me the whole NXT roster lineup, I'm not picking them in my top 20. They're not. They haven't been there that long, so it's just kind of.
But, I mean, they got a great look, great gimmick, great presentation. I mean, Swerve is one of the best wrestlers in NXT. So, I think them to be on to go from NXT to Fox on SmackDown of like 2 million plus people each week, it's great for them, their exposure. So I'm super happy for Hit Row. It's going to be a lot of fun. Imagine the promos that they can get into. You know, whoever is like their next set of feuds they're going to have lined up, the rap battles or you know, one-on-one face-offs.
I can do without the rap battles.
It's going to be fun. Whatever it's going to be, I'm super happy for Hit Row. And so the last pick for the third round was to Monday Night Raw was Keith Bearcat Lee, which we haven't had a chance to talk about this. Yeah, the whole Bearcat name that's been added to him.
Okay, let me put this out there. I, for one, love the name for him.
Thank you.
Because the dude, look at him. He is built like a bear. He's strong as hell, but he's as agile as a cat. It works.
Exactly.
Like if you were giving this name to Mark Henry, I'd be like, what? But like Keith Lee is like an alpha athlete. He's a freak.
So,
in a good way.
Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, the name Bearcat has been used. Bearcat Right in pro wrestling. Yeah.
He was one of the first African Americans to win a world title, a heavyweight championship.
It was against oh my god, whom?
Was it the Sheik or
no?
It was against the Sheik at the
New
Jersey
Classy
Armory.
Freddie Blassie.
Flair Blassie. That's what it was. Yeah. So he, you know, from a historical standpoint, the Bearcat name,
the WWA World Heavyweight title. Yeah,
it's you know, there is a little bit of a legacy there. So I'm sure whoever decided on this nickname, they're probably like, this is a cool name.
Those nicknames from that time period were grand.
So it's interesting.
Hard body, Hannity.
I mean, I like Limitless though. I like
you can keep that too though.
The fans will still call him that.
Well, maybe just call him Bearcat Lee. Maybe because like they put it Keith Bearcat Lee. Maybe just drop Keith and just Bearcat Lee or Bearcat Keith Lee, but not in the middle. If I had to really nitpick,
it's perfect because like in boxing, you have fighters that have nicknames, you know, with their in between their name, you know.
Well, okay, so we've seen he's been like re-debuted on Raw. He's kind of more like a heel. He took out Tozawa.
Akira Tozawa.
Tozawa, I'm sorry. He knocked out Tozawa in pretty much of a squash match here. He looked great. I mean, the ring gear, he's back to like those baggy shorts. Like,
I
have no problem with that.
I don't know. It's like the bear claw scratch. I don't know.
I like it.
Does it remind you of Chris Benoit and it upsets you?
No, not that. But it's just like, I don't know. I just love what he had in NXT, and I just wish that could just
fit. It's old news. Party's over, Grandpa.
Back in my day. But
nice reference to Brock Lesnar.
So, but anyway, it was Keith Lee. Hopefully, this is a launching point. You know, with his health issues from earlier this year, that's all behind him. Now he can move forward and just be a badass heel, whatever the case may be, or maybe. Going back to my prediction from back in December, hey, we saw the Hurt Business get back together. I'm just saying, it'd be kind of cool. We'll talk more. We'll talk more about that. We'll talk about that later. So round number 4, we saw SmackDown Get Naomi, which Sonya Deville was very upset about. She's like, because they have a little beef last few weeks together.
Yep.
Monday Night Raw is going to get Rey and Dominic Mysterio, which I was kind of hoping they were going to split them up. Like, I want to see Dominic kind of more on his own and grow and develop his own character. Because we see
we've been starting to see that the last few weeks. Where
like Ray's like being
it's like training wheels. Ray's just kind of letting him get off on his own.
Being this like aggressive little league dad, like constantly in his son's face.
And it's not even his real kid. It's Eddie Guerrero's kid. I don't know what his problem is.
Hey, don't worry. Bruce Pritchard will think of something.
Yeah. So I just kind of hope that they were going to split them up, and then Dominic can kind of start developing his own identity. I mean, I'm kind of curious because we saw him interact with Sami Zayn recently, so I wonder if Sami Zayn will go to Raw, and that will kind of continue. Like he kind of divides father and son from each other. So I don't know. We can kind of see how that goes. Yeah. And then who else? Let's see.
Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, so and then third pick was SmackDown gets Jeff Hardy, which
great pick for Jeff. because he is like going to Bruce Pritchard. He's with someone that has worked with him before.
And it's just
a lot.
clean slate, fresh slate, as you mentioned, Tommy, just for him. I will admit, though, I was a little bummed. He's ready to cut a dude's interview, and then Brock Lesnar come in, interrupts him, and he's like, all right, I'm leaving. It's dude, you're a former world champion. Like, step up to Brock
Lesnar. That's Brock Lesnar.
Now, do you remember?
You remember who Brock Lesnar beat in his debut match?
It was the Hardys, right?
Both of the Hardys. That's was Paul Heyman and Brock against both the Hardys at Judgment Day.
So that's I was gonna good. I'm glad you remember that. So
Paul Heyman in a tracksuit is great.
So, but for Jeff Hardy, I mean, listen, Jeff Hardy, he's former world champion. This is kind of his last run, we assume. Yeah. I think, in the coming months, I think he could be a great one-off opponent for Roman Reigns.
I could see them headline a pay-per-view.
Yeah, just give him Roman Reigns needs fresh opponents until WrestleMania season.
Sure.
So November, Survivor Series, but December, January, whatever. So Jeff Hardy can be an easy, great opponent for him. And then the last pick for the fourth round was for Monday Night Raw, Austin Theory.
I'm happy with that pick.
Yeah. We saw a couple weeks ago with the wedding on NXT. That was kind of like his swan song, his goodbye to NXT, his last appearance.
Yeah.
So Austin Theory is officially on his own on Monday Night Raw. I know he was technically on Raw last year at the beginning of 2020 / the beginning of the pandemic with Selena Vega and Andrade and Angel Garza.
Angel Garza, yes.
And he definitely did have a match at WrestleMania last year.
He did.
But this is kind of like a re-debut. I'm excited because I love his character work in NXT over the last year with The Way.
I was a fan of his when he was in Evolve. I watched the last Evolve pay-per-view and when he won their world title. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, Richard, I hope they keep Austin Theory's character. I like his character as of late, where it's kind of like this beloved dumb jock.
Yeah.
Is that kind of a right way to analyze how it is?
Absolutely. And he's still so young that it's not going to hurt him later in his career.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I mean, he has a great look, and I'm sure that's someone, give him a good mid-card feud right now and, build him up over the coming years to be like a main eventer at some sort. So I like this. Okay, so for SmackDown, real quick, we'll just touch on this. Brock Lesnar. So he interrupted Jeff Hardy, grabs the microphone. I love this.
Babyface Brock Lesnar.
Babyface Brock Lesnar.
This promo he cut where he's
that's awesome.
I just want to thank Paul Heyman who helped make possible, I'm paraphrasing here, to make me a free agent. I can do what I want, go where I want. But I want to thank Paul Heyman for doing this. And he kept acknowledging Paul Heyman for doing all this work for him. And then we cut to Roman Reigns, who's in the back with the Usos and Paul Heyman. And this is coming off the beginning segment of SmackDown where after the first pick, Roman Reigns comes out to celebrate. He's the first overall pick. Brock Lesnar confronts him. He takes everyone out and the Usos and everything. So they're building up
Not Jay.
So, I mean, they're going to have a match at Crowd.
I saw that. That was loud.
Wait, what was that? What was not Jay?
That was Roman.
So Roman gets Germaned out of the ring.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He took him to Suplex City.
He's suplexing the Usos.
Yeah.
But Roman's just, no, not Jay.
I saw that. I was laughing.
But dude, I mean, when Brock and Roman were or when Roman I like how Roman would start hitting him first.
Oh yeah.
But the camera cuts back and forth. I was getting dizzy watching that. I was like, come on, Kevin Dunn, stop it.
It's like you're watching, Pokemon back in the day, and you're about to get a seizure.
You know what? I'd like them to bring back at some point because they did it for a little while, and WCW was consistent with it. Is having a cameraman on the ring apron.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Standing inside. Yeah.
On the outside of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then later on, we saw after Brock's promo, Roman told Paul, "Hey, why weren't my cousins drafted to SmackDown tonight?" And he's like, and he's questioning him, so you're friends with Brock Lesnar? You made this possible for him? So and I love Paul Heyman, just his acting. He's like, oh no, he doesn't know what to say.
He's just scrambling for an answer. He said,
show up on Monday, make sure my cousins are drafted to SmackDown. And then he's like, okay. And he leaves and he tells the Usos, you guys go to Monday. And if you're not drafted to SmackDown, if you're drafted to Raw instead, leave them for dead. I was like, whoa.
Good.
Dude, the drama.
Plot thickens.
Yeah, absolutely. So, man, dude, I'm excited for this. And then, so real quick, just the other draft picks that were announced on Talking Smack Saturday morning. So Raw is going to get Tozawa. Alpha Academy is going to be on Raw. Apollo Crews. Commander Z is going to be on Raw. Dewdrop's on Raw. Drake Maverick, John Morrison, Nia Jax, Reggie, and his 24/7 championship, R-Truth, T-Bar, a.k.a. Dominic Dijakovic, and Zelina Vega are all on Monday Night Raw.
I like that Zelina Vega's on Raw.
Yeah, and then SmackDown's going to get Aaliyah, who we know mostly from NXT. Drew Gulak, so he's leaving the 24/7 title scene.
Good.
Mace, a.k.a. was it Dio Madden? He's going to be on SmackDown. Mansoor, Mustafa Ali, which I do like them. Their tag team as of late.
Yeah.
I also like Angel Garza, Humberto Carrillo as a tag
team. I do too.
Humberto, a little bit of a
heelish. They're family. They're legit family, so it works.
Exactly. I like their thing with the Viking Raiders as of late. I was like, okay, I'm good with this. And then Toni Storm officially on SmackDown, and congrats to her. She got engaged to Juice Robinson this week, so off the market. Sorry, guys.
What was his NXT name?
CJ Parker.
CJ Parker. Yeah.
So. So let's see. Okay, so let's see these picks. Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. I
can't throw a red flag on any of them, really. So far.
Oh yeah.
No, absolutely not. I mean, for Dewdrop, I'm glad to see her stay on Raw. I think the women's scene needs her there. Zelina Vega,
Piper Niven.
Yeah, well, I know. Who? She.
Yeah, or whatever.
NXT UK.
You mean Dewdrop?
Yeah. It'd be interesting who gets drafted where on Monday Night Raw here. Just, full disclosure, we're recording on Sunday night right now. So, Monday Night Raw tomorrow night, see the rest of the draft play out. Is there anyone in particular you want to see end up where specifically? I think Street Profits are probably going to go to Monday Night Raw, or at least Montez Ford with Bianca.
I think that Raw maybe go on.
No, I think you're right, because I don't know if they're going to move two tag teams. So if they move the Usos, are they also going to move the Street Profits? Or if they move the Street Profits, then we're going to get the Usos and the New Day on a whole other route again. And we've seen that a bunch already.
So I would not be surprised if the Usos get drafted on Raw. Roman flips out, pissed off, and he has to pull some weight and makes a trade, and the New Day get traded back to Raw. And that way the Usos go back to SmackDown. Yeah, and that way the New Day are technically still together with Big E. So this whole everyone pissed off the last couple days, it was all for nothing.
Or you get your idea of the Usos go to Raw and the big man comes over to be in Roman's corner.
Oh, Omos?
Yeah. He doesn't need the Usos and Omos.
I'm just looking here. Who's?
I want to see Seth Rollins be drafted.
I think Seth is going to move to Raw, and Becky's going to get moved to Raw.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because I'd like to see Seth.
Well, and Seth is not done with Edge, and Edge is on Raw now.
Exactly. After that's done, then he's another contender I'd like to see go for Big E's WWE title.
I think it's the thing. It's setting up people that can challenge Big E for the championship, give some fresh matchups there.
Well, that's the brilliance, though, of his right now with him. He's at the very beginning. He's only gone through Bobby Lashley, so everyone's fresh for Big E, which is really good for the viewer.
I think Viking Raiders, maybe they stay on Raw, and that way we get some fresh tag team matches, maybe against Alpha Academy.
Yeah.
Or what other tag team get drafted? They probably need some more tag teams just for RK Bro. So I wonder who from SmackDown could come over and just some fresh tag team matchups. So Viking Raiders, I hope they stay on Raw. I could see the Street Profits go to Raw. Everyone thinks Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins are going to break up. I
don't see signs of that, though, when you watch the show. It's just usually there's little red herrings, but
I think it's a little too soon.
Yeah, people are just wanting to see that. But to me, like, I don't know, Montez Ford is like the next Shawn Michaels.
He's like,
and Angelo Dawkins, like when you watch his NXT work to the main roster, it's a different performer. He's so much better.
So much, yeah. Montez Ford, yeah. Shawn Michaels, I said like he's like Booker T-esque. Like there's so much potential with him,
and he's got charisma.
Yeah,
up to wazoo.
Yeah, exactly.
And a crazy high frog splash.
Amazing. Well, okay, so also real quick, I just want to...
whoa, hold on. I got this one because I've been waiting to ask you this all week.
Okay,
so we saw Hit Rose and Austin Theory. Who else from NXT is coming up? Dakota Kai?
No. I think, Dakota Kai.
Really?
Who doesn't have a belt?
Oh, LA Knight.
LA Knight.
I think LA Knight's going to get called up. LA Knight, I could see that.
Dakota Kai,
Cameron Grimes potentially.
Yeah, Cameron Grimes, absolutely. Him and LA Knight have just great character personalities that would thrive on the main roster.
Yeah.
Who else have just like wrapped up storylines that were from like the previous era of NXT that are just floating there right now?
Well, it doesn't even have to be people wrapped up. Hit Rose in the middle of the feud with what group?
Legado del Fantasma.
Yeah, spot on.
I was thinking maybe, even though they're the tag team champions, the women's is I was thinking Io Shirai,
Raquel Gonzalez. I can see Shayna Baszler. I know she's on Raw right now, but like her monster tear again. That she took out Eva Marie, took out Nia Jax last week.
Oh. Poor Eva.
But Shayna Baszler, dude, she can go to like SmackDown and just be a monster, a beast down there. I would love to see. It's like, dude, they're finally just rebook her like how she was booking NXT, and you have amazing heel right there to work with. So I think Shayna Baszler, because Nia Jax is on Raw, but she's out injured. So I guess the
most important question I have is Cross staying or going?
Well, weren't you saying that, or I was hearing, or you said that you want him to go to SmackDown, and that way when he arrives at SmackDown, then he'll reunite with Scarlett.
Oh, because Scarlett was working SmackDown dark matches recently.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Or like last month, whatever. It's been a while though. I was a while ago. So
I didn't even know she was having matches yet. So
yeah, she did when Dakota Kai was doing dark matches too.
Okay. I just remember that famous match she had with Nia Jax on Monday Night Raw.
Oh yeah. No, Karen, like, and that's the thing. It's like, do the mid card titles get switched? So does Damian go to SmackDown? Shinsuke go to Raw?
Well, those haven't been touched yet. So
yeah, Shinsuke, it would be nice for him change of scenery, but then again, he's with Apollo over there, and it's like, okay, we've seen that already on SmackDown. Damian Priest, like, I feel like he's doing great things on Raw. Like, dude, that banger match with Sheamus this past Monday. It's like, dude, I wanted that at Extreme Rules. That one-on-one hard-hitting match. Like, that was great on Raw this week.
He's not had any bad matches since coming to the main roster.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if I want Damian Priest to leave Monday Night Raw yet. It just was in my mind. The mid-card titles. Okay, well, real quick on a side note. So it was also announced the King of the Ring is coming back, the tournament, and they're going to have a Queen of the Ring.
Queens of the Ring.
Queen's Crown tournament. That's what they're calling it officially. So it's going to start this coming Friday on SmackDown. It's going to go for a few weeks, and then it's going to wrap up at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia on Thursday, October 21st. So really only a couple weeks to play with here. It's not going to be like super dragged out. I don't know. Early predictions. Who do you think might win each one?
They haven't announced, not until they announce people.
I know like a lot of people want to see Xavier Woods win. Xavier's been like for years been wanting to be King of the Ring.
We don't even know if he's in it. That's
yeah, exactly. Maybe, but like I would be like, oh, maybe Shinsuke so he can solidify his crown. But then again, he's already Intercontinental Champion, so like, theoretically he needs to not be in it. Until we see who the brackets are, we don't know yet.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. it would be kind of cool if Apollo Crews wins, and that way he can officially have a crown with his whole royalty gimmick that he's been doing.
You might have just spoiled it.
Oh, sorry everyone for just guessing, but I'll look forward to that. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the picks on Monday Night Raw this week, the second night of the draft. See where people end up and just all the fresh matches that we can get. It's going to be cool, and then. Yeah, things will take effect on October 22nd. But yeah, it's going to be cool, man. Real quick, we'll just touch on some of the highlights from Raw this week. Obviously, the match, or Raw started off with Big E defending the WWE Championship against Bobby Lashley.
Inside of a steel cage.
Well, no, so
that was the main event.
So yeah, the opening match was just them one-on-one.
Oh, yeah.
Great match going here. So we see Big E go on the outside, and he's laying and he gets up, and lo and behold, we see Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander just standing there, hovering over him with Hurt Business t-shirts on. It looks like, okay, the Hurt Business are back together. They take Big E, or actually they don't touch him. Then the New Day, Xavier Woods, Kofi come out and start attacking the Hurt Business, and then it turns into a big old melee and chaotic and into no DQ. Adam Pearce announced that we wanted a winner, and it's going to be the main event, steel cage match, Bobby Lashley versus Big E. But yeah, Richard, your thoughts on the Hurt Business back together now?
Love it. I thought Monday Night Raw was another, 3 home runs in a row of Monday Night Raw. So I like, there's not been much to complain about the last 3 weeks with Raw and SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
NXT, there's some growing pains at the moment, but Raw and SmackDown have just been, really, really good. I'm not skipping anything. I'm just enjoying the whole show. They're getting a bunch of matches that you don't usually see. So.
Yeah. So for me, I'm happy, and it was cool. Like MVP, remember he posted on Instagram last week. He was on a flight. He was talking to Shelton Benjamin, says talking business. So I'm happy that they're bringing back together the Hurt Business, because everyone was so upset when they broke up. That was too soon. So everyone's just happy to see them back. Now, granted, it was them versus the New Day. Awesome. Looking forward to it. But now the New Day are broken up. For right now, we don't know how the rest of the draft can play out. But I threw this out there on Twitter on Monday. I was like, wouldn't it be cool at Survivor Series you get the Bloodline versus New Day versus the Hurt Business?
In War Games.
War games.
Oh, that would be awesome. I know we probably won't get it, but anyway, it's cool. These badass factions all together, and that's why I'm bummed. Right, as of right now, the New Day are broken up right now. It's you just brought them back together. Big E kind of needs some help with all these other factions going after him, unless they really want to have him be his own lone wolf, and that will help set him up as a strong champion that he takes out all these factions coming after him. I don't know. But anyway, so the main event itself was steel cage match, Bobby Lashley against Big E for the championship here.
Really good.
Awesome main event here.
Yeah. I love the big ending off the second rope like that.
That was great. And just, Tommy, how about you? Because you were really praising just the main event, the steel cage match.
Oh, yeah. I just enjoyed the finish, and even beforehand, how Lashley was just laying it on Big E, before the match had started, outside the ring, and before, and it was just a very hard hitting steel cage match.
Yeah, when two big hosses go at it that.
And we don't know the fate and future of the Hurt Business right now for the draft.
True.
Yeah, so then, Richard, as you said, Big E wins with the big ending off the second rope.
Yeah, I enjoyed that spot.
And then afterwards, Drew McIntyre comes out with his sword, points at Big E, and it's calling his shot. I'm and theoretically, remember,
he could have challenged Lashley.
Yeah, the stipulation was when he lost to Bobby Lashley last, he couldn't go after the WWE Championship anymore for how long Bobby Lashley was champion. Well, now Bobby Lashley's not champion anymore. That kind of resets him being a contender again for the championship. So I thought that was kind of cool, interesting. It's hey, he's calling his shot. Now, granted, we know Drew's now on SmackDown. I wouldn't be surprised. This is just like maybe a one-off match. Like they have a match, Drew loses, puts Big E over on his way out, going over to SmackDown.
Yeah,
that's I kind of figured this is. It's not going to be like a super long program or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
And then let's see. I know we kind of touched on Raw highlights already in regards to all the draft picks. I like Karrion Kross just dominating Riker.
Oh, poor Riker.
Riker's first loss.
Yeah. And where's Elias?
How come no one's making a big deal out of that?
Of Elias? Yeah.
No, of Riker losing his first match. He's been in WWE twice as long as Kross, and everyone made a huge stink about Kross's first loss. I don't get it.
Yeah, I know. I see what you mean.
Yeah. But Elias...
I think Elias is hurt. I think he get hurt in that holds barred match he had with Riker.
But remember, he had those vignettes saying like Elias is dead and like he was going to get repackaged, but then those vignettes stopped for weeks now, and like
he's dead. like the Fiend, they're dead.
Yeah,
you don't see them on TV anymore because they're dead. No. Seepage, Danny,
seepage.
Oh, Danny's dying. You guys can't see this. Something green just came out of his nose.
Oh, my God. Let's see. Ricochet is someone I want to see go to SmackDown, too. That was someone.
Yeah. Ricochet is someone I want to see go to AEW, so I don't have to watch him anymore.
Oh, that's the one. You want to talk about Veer on... is it Veer?
Yeah. Veer.
Yeah. Veer.
Does that group have a name? Doesn't matter. Jinder Mahal and Mahal and friends. The stockier guy, Veer. That dude is a badass.
Yeah.
That lariat or punch or whatever it is, awesome. Mm-hmm. He's built like the barbarian, and you were texting me and telling me that the dude's got a movie made after him.
Yeah, it's $1 Million Arm, the Disney movie that came out, I think was it 2014.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was about him, the John Hamm movie. But yeah, how John Hamm's character, who's like an agent, went over and scouted this guy from India. It's like a sappy
version of Ballers, right?
What was that movie? The Scout with Brendan Fraser.
Oh, yeah, with Albert Brooks.
No one saw that. Come on.
That was a 90s movie. There you go. But anyway, so yeah, he comes to America, or he wins this like reality show, $1 Million, best pitching arm.
$1 Million Dog or something?
No, $1 Million Arm.
Slumdog Millionaire?
Slumdog Millionaire, that's the one. That's about him, right?
No, it's not.
Tommy just said Slumdog Millionaire. He's called Tommy a liar?
I was thinking $1 Million Baby with Clint Eastwood.
And
that's about Shayna Baszler.
No.
Hillary Swank.
Hillary Swank.
Yeah, it's about Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
So he had
I actually like that movie.
So he had a run with the Pittsburgh Pirates in the organization. So
First Indian signed to Major League Baseball.
Yeah, Major League Baseball contract. So, and that's something I wish WWE announcers would bring up more. It's like he is like a star athlete from India.
We got a star athlete from India over here.
I mean, so yeah, if he does like a lariat, it's got a little punch, like like throwing a baseball, like.
Well, cricket.
Oh, dude, on a side note, before I forget, this totally came to me. You see Stan Hansen is coming to LA in January for
PCW?
Or some event in January.
Are we going?
I don't know. I was like, this might be our only time to meet him on the West Coast.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, we'll think about it. All right.
I'm into it.
Just bring an AWA replica title for him to run over. Dude, on a side note, so I think you told me originally JBL and Briscoe have the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
But Stan Hansen Hansen was on there, and they asked him about the whole title, AWA title, and he said, he said it was a tractor.
Yeah.
They used to run over it.
So he just clarified it.
Here's the thing. For anyone that doesn't like JBL, give this podcast a try, because the dude's knowledge on professional wrestling is really on point.
It is.
And you can tell he's not as bad of a dude as the internet portrays him to be, because they even have the blue meanie on and they're best of friends now.
Oh, that's good.
So, let's see.
And Briscoe's funny on there.
He's okay.
You know what's funny? So that comedian, Taylor Tomlinson, who I interviewed, he's like become like good friends with not Taylor Tomlinson. I'm sorry. That's who I interviewed the other day.
Big shot over here. Name dropping again. You hear that, Tommy?
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy, you know who I talked to the other day?
Who?
I don't know.
Oh.
No one.
Oh my God.
No one, because I'm not interesting like Danny is.
Next comic.
I talked to Jeff Hardy the other day. Just a casual conversation.
Damn it. You did?
Yeah.
What?
We were talking about Soundgarden and stuff. Yeah.
What? Are you serious?
I talked to Mansoor the other day.
You liar.
Just a casual talk about tag team wrestling.
I'm totally spacing.
I had a casual talk with Braun Breaker the other day.
Really? How did that go?
It went spectacular.
What did you guys talk about? You told me to get a dog?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about dogs and amateur wrestling and
the Westminster Dog Show. Did that come up?
Yeah.
Is he a fan?
He's a fan, but he's just very low key about it.
Who's not a fan? Did she have any predictions as to who's going to be best in show this year? I'm stalling for time for Danny.
I know. So, thank you. I'm trying to look.
Tommy, who's going to win best in show this year at the Westminster Dog Show?
God, is there a maybe a?
I can't find his name.
A mixed breed of some sort, maybe.
Perhaps a cocker poodle mix.
I should just look on Instagram.
What kind of breed is Lassie?
What are you guys talking about?
Lassie is a collie. I believe.
Okay. I got to pull for a dog like that.
You like a collie?
Taylor Williamson. That's who.
Okay.
So Taylor Williamson is like good friends with Briscoe, with Gerald Briscoe. Anyway, I'm just who I interviewed on the podcast before.
You interviewed Gerald Briscoe?
No, but Taylor I would love to get him on and maybe Briscoe somehow through him. Or
I wonder if Briscoe's got a collie.
Yeah.
My God. Maybe. Anyway, get back on track.
I'm kind of a Rottweiler kind of guy.
So,
Alameda.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Was there anything else on Monday Night Raw that stood out for you?
No, not really.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Okay. SmackDown. We kind of went over that as well. Oh, the main thing.
Oh, we got to talk about Seth Rollins.
The home invasion.
Yeah.
That's a good home invasion.
Yeah. So during, SmackDown, we see Edge cut a promo and then Seth chimes in and he's outside Edge's home and he goes inside. First off, do they not lock their home? The door?
Are they in Canada?
North Carolina.
Maybe not then.
I mean, they're out in the middle of the woods.
There's no home alarm system or anything like that?
Maybe he has the codes.
Maybe.
He is the architect.
He just opened the door and walked his ass right in.
He has the blueprints. He's the architect.
That's right.
Come on, Danny. Use some logic.
But he walks in with his big coat. He takes off. He has that ugly shirt on.
You're just jealous because he has a better wardrobe than you.
He's got the drip.
Oh, my God.
The swag.
Yeah, they call him Seth Drip for a reason.
Yeah.
Who has better drip, him or Morrison?
Ooh,
that's a tough choice.
Seth has been dripping.
Because in Money in the Bank, it was cool. They kind of worked together. The Drip Brothers.
Yeah.
Remember that a few months ago?
So wet.
Yeah.
so
they got swag.
So anyway, we see Seth going around. He's admiring, the girls, Edge's daughter's like backpack stand and going around. He goes in the kitchen, opens it, takes an apple, drinks out of the orange juice. Nasty, man. It's COVID time. You don't spread your germs like that. How
maybe
dare
he's
you?
Vaccinated.
Yes.
I would hope so. But wouldn't he, of all things in the fridge, an apple and orange juice.
He's eating healthy.
Yeah, but he could have grabbed some lunch meat or
maybe they're vegan.
Maybe the kids got Lunchables in there.
That's what Tommy was obsessed. He was like, if I was there, I would grab some salami.
Maybe find a can of Spam
or
fry some Spam up.
Some Hillshire Farms kielbasa.
We see him, go to the dining room table. He's eating, and he goes in the other room with that nice chair, and he grabs the remote that grabs everything that controls the household.
I'm under the impression that if you go into someone else's house, you can go into the refrigerator and grab at least liquids.
Okay.
Now, food, on the other hand, solids. You shouldn't touch a solid.
Okay.
Liquids are fine.
Richard, let me ask you this. I was talking to Tommy earlier off the air. If you were to invade someone's house, what would you like to do to leave your mark there?
I'd probably take a can of lemonade and drink it and then leave it on the counter.
See, I was thinking you'd take a big dump in the bathroom.
That's disgusting, Danny.
No, I would do what Jim Florentine does and give an upper decker.
I've got a story about him. I'll tell
Florentine?
you later.
Yeah,
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But have you heard of upper deckers?
Yeah,
No.
you lift up the top of the toilet and you take
a dump on there.
That just shoots into the toilet.
And it's all the poopy water, you know?
Like you keep flushing it, just the remnants.
I get it. I think everyone knows what an upper decker is.
Is it TMI?
No,
TMI?
Google it, people.
Yeah.
No,
So
don't
anyway.
tell people to Google upper deckers.
Do it.
What is wrong with you? Dude, the clickbaiters will do that.
So
Go for it.
But it was kind of cool. Like, okay, Seth
Upper
Rollins.
decker.
I mean, I like Seth Rollins's, his. I like how
Clothing.
No, but
hair.
like he was like very psychotic, kind of like menacing, walking around the house and like acting very playful, like he was in control and just having fun and sitting on the chair and grabbing the remote. And then we see Edge get all freaked out and he's on the phone. He gets a hold of Beth and says, don't go home. Go to your brother's house. Go call Daniel and David. Now, did you get that Easter egg right there? Did you get that? What that reference was?
No.
So Daniel and David are the real names of FTR, the Revival, and they're actually real good friends with Edge and Beth Phoenix. And they live in North Carolina. So, so for anyone who were wondering, Edge trying to keep it real, kayfabe was like, don't go home, go see FTR, go stay with them, or have them check out the house. So it's just a little Easter egg. A lot of people were popping
I feel
for
like
that.
Beth Phoenix could take care of herself better than Edge could.
See, that's the thing. I was like, Beth Phoenix is the Glamazon. Couldn't you take out Seth?
She has an amateur wrestling background.
It's not even about that. She could pick him up and toss him up through like the glass window, and he'll never come back. It's now a feud between Seth and Beth.
Yeah,
but yeah,
he's not going to curb stomp her.
But yeah, no. Dax Harwood is David, and Cash Wheeler is Daniel. So that
Those
was cool.
are their names now.
That's yeah.
Say them again.
Dax Harwood.
How come everyone criticizes the names WWE gives people, and then when wrestlers are left to their own devices, they come up with what again?
Dax Harwood, who used to be Scott Dawson, just FYI, and Cash Wheeler, who used to be Dash Wilder. So just FYI, I'm just letting you guys know. I'm just spreading the message. So
Those are terrible names.
So anyway, it was just kind of cool, like kind of connecting real life, realistic, like Edge, who's close with FTR. It's like, hey, call them to go check on the house. So, but no, where do you think this ranks with home invasions? Like,
Not as good as Samoa Joe invading Wendy.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Triple H and Randy Orton.
Triple H and Vince.
Austin and Brian Pillman.
Pillman's got a gun.
That's like the most epic one.
That's like number one.
That was totally number one.
Like this one was
Vince Russo and the Flair household when we first saw Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
That was actually a good one because he's just such a slime ball about it.
Yeah.
Like
I remember.
Not everything that Vince Russo has done has been atrocious. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are you Googling?
Yeah, there it is.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. Your Google search, if the police come and like take your computer, are going to find upper deckers and home invasion.
and Vince Russo.
Yeah, and then Vince Russo. And they're going to ask, what's wrong with you?
So, I mean, like, so this home invasion, this one was not like so much like violent. Yeah. But it was. I enjoyed like the performance though of like Seth.
It's still
creepy.
Have you ever had your car broken into? You work in San Francisco.
Yeah, no, Slim's.
Yeah,
and Tom and I were Slim for Death Angel.
Yeah, and it feels
violated.
You feel like violating. So I mean, you can if someone knows that you're in their house, like that alone, like you don't have to do anything to the house and just know that someone got into your house and it's upsetting.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like he ripped or broke a bunch of stuff. He just left his germs on the orange juice bottle and an apple.
And he ate the apple and he threw it on the floor.
Yeah, that's wrong.
That's a pig right there.
Was he raised in a barn?
Yeah.
Was he raised in a barn?
He's from Iowa.
He was raised in a barn.
He's a cochino.
So he thinks if he throws his apple on the ground, a pig's going to come by and eat it.
Exactly.
He's the pig.
He's the cochino.
He's the pig.
I do want to real quick. Liv Morgan took on Carmella in a no contest. But you think of Carmella wearing the mask to protect her beautiful face?
She still looks hot.
Yeah.
So I kind of wonder if she might win the Queen's Cup tournament just to
Carmella?
add the crown to her.
She is a queen. She's beautiful.
She is. Yeah.
She's the most. The more I think about it, she is the most beautiful woman in all of WWE. She really is.
Oh my god! So, and then the main event, Sasha. Oh no, she's
Mella is money, bro.
She's gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. But
main event, Bianca Belair take on Sasha Banks, WrestleMania rematch. Becky Lynch was on the commentary, which I think I was more focused on Becky Lynch than the match itself.
What?
I was too, but for reasons I won't say on the podcast.
Becky Lynch's look, her over the top, like she's obviously copying, Seth with his over the top like wardrobe.
She was doing that though before she left. Remember, she took Jerry Lawler's crown and put it on her head.
But it reminded me of she's very much looks like someone from like The Fifth Element. Like,
yeah,
right. I was trying to think like the wardrobe. Like, how do you describe it?
It's a very kind of like raver type look,
like late '90s Spice Girls, Spice Girls vibe. I don't
know. Like something out of the UK.
UK
'90s pop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What was Chris? What's his name?
From
Fifth Element.
Oh shoot,
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker's.
Yeah.
It was his character's name?
Yeah, I found it. Ruby Rod.
Ruby Rod, yeah.
Was he? Wait.
Oh, yeah.
RHOD.
Yeah. Where's Mila Jovovich was
Ruby Rod.
Lebo, yeah.
Lilo? Yeah.
Okay.
God, that was 1997.
Yeah, I remember when that movie came out.
So anyway, what I'm saying, it's just her look, but her commentary was so funny, just going back with Cole and stuff. The match itself, Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks, was great. Don't get me wrong. It was awesome. And then Becky gets involved, holds Sasha's ponytail, hold her down, then let go, and then Sasha was get the roll up afterwards for the win. Sasha Banks, though, her outfit, that one, pant leg thing. Do you think there was a knee brace in there or something she was trying to hide? I don't know. It was just kind of odd.
Yeah, she was Fifth Element as well.
Yeah, they all were. I mean, they all had great outfits. Charlotte Flair with that
They were fabulous.
It was amazing.
Oh my god.
So, but SmackDown was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Sasha, so hot right now. Sasha.
Come on, you better work it.
Sasha's so hot right now, you could boil an egg on her.
Exactly. She is smooth like butter.
So that's SmackDown. So we'll keep track of the draft on Monday Night Raw. What happens next? I don't know. NXT. I mean, we're kind of running kind of long now. Right now, NXT. Raquel Gonzalez defeat Franky Monet for the women's title, retain the women's title. I wonder if Franky Monet could get maybe called up to Raw.
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
I was thinking join her husband.
Yeah,
exactly.
John Morrison give them something. Kyle O'Reilly defeat Rich Holland, which is okay, good. I just don't know what Kyle O'Reilly's going to do next now. I feel like NXT is different for him.
I think he's still going to be the guy. I think it's just getting him there. Before that 4-way match, remember we had talked about it, and I said I don't think Kyle's going to win it, and I don't think he's going to be the one to lose it. And then they took him out of the match, so they're protecting him.
Yeah,
they need him. They need him to beat the champion and make it be a strong win.
Yeah,
they don't want you. They don't want you to doubt it. Like if Johnny Gargano beats someone, you're not going to doubt it because it's a takeover. But with Kyle, he's been in the background for so long behind Adam Cole's shadow, and that's a long shadow. Mm-hmm. That he's got to fight and scrap his way up to that position.
Roderick Strong retains the Cruiserweight title, which was an open. It was that Grayson Waller guy who's kind of like a new guy for NXT.
He's good in the ring. His character's annoying. I find him to be very annoying.
It was his look was like the
his very Enzo look.
He's
like a better looking Australian Enzo.
Yeah.
Oh, before I forget, so Raquel defeats Franky Monet, and then
Toxic
Attraction. Mandy Rose's faction attacks them or her.
Yeah. Oh.
And then Mandy Rose holds up the NXT Women's Championship. So
she wants the title.
Yeah. So that's gonna be
interesting.
The Toxic Attraction faction's kind of taking over NXT right now. So
I like it. I like it. And they also jumped Robert Stone and Taya or Franky and the other girl.
Yeah. I got to rewatch Elektra Lopez and BFAB.
No, you don't.
Okay,
it was not good, and it was way too long. For two people that have only had one television match, they gave them like 10, 15 minutes. And it was really sloppy.
MSK
Toxic Attraction is Mandy Rose, Gigi Dolan, JC Jane. Got it.
And one thing with NXT that kind of just annoys me, so MSK is doing an interview, and then like it turns into a brawl of like every other tag team that wants to challenge them. They always do that when a champion's in the ring. Like 3 of the 5 different groups or people come out one by one, say, "Hey, I want a shot. I want a shot," and it turns into a brawl. Then those challengers it's going to turn into like a fatal 4-way for the number 1 contendership, and then that winner will face the champion at some point. It's always like that formula.
Here's the thing too. What bothers me about that formula is when one of those teams gets in the ring, and then the other teams are outside the ring, and it's like once they step foot in the ring after you claimed your spot in the ring, the second they try to get in the ring, you jump them. That's how it should be. Like I hate that. It drives me nuts. It's like I'm just gonna let this guy walk right up to my face and talk trash, and he's gonna talk trash, and then we're not gonna do anything about it.
Yeah,
you know?
Also, Io Shirai, Zoey Stark retained their tag titles against Toxic Attraction.
Good match.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping or wondering if they were going to drop the titles and Io Shirai can get bumped up to Raw or SmackDown.
I thought that too, and it didn't happen. I was like, ooh, they retained, and it was a good match.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So NXT, like Richard, you brought it up. It's growing pains right now. This 2.0 era that people are kind of on the fence on.
The last 2 weeks were really strong. This week's was not so great.
No.
At all.
Yeah.
At all.
I mean, Tommy, though, loved Braun Breaker's little promo interview segment.
Braun Breaker is must-see TV on NXT. That's all I got to say.
You want a friend? Get a dog, but make no bones about it. I'm coming. What do you say? I'm coming from the NXT Championship or whatever. So I love it. It's dude. He's got the best of both worlds. He's got like, the wrestling of like his dad, but he's got the voice and the promo skills of his uncle. He's the total package.
He's money.
Yeah, I love it. So. All right. Wow. It was a very busy week in WWE this week. So a lot of good stuff there. All right. On that note, let's start wrapping things up. Richard, where can the Kliqsters find you online?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at Pro Wrestling 101. Mm-hmm. And please give us a follow on Instagram at In The Kliq on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. If you have any comments towards me, especially if it's something negative on the podcast, please send those over to @BabyHuey83 on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So, yeah.
Man.
What, Danny? Why are you shaking your head?
Nothing.
That's just my other account, guys. So use whatever kind of foul language you would like towards me.
Tommy, how about you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at IronFist1982. And go Giants.
And I'm Baby Huey. Follow me on Facebook at Baby Huey Official, Twitter and Instagram, as Richard just mentioned, at Baby Huey83. Subscribe to us in the Kliq wherever you get your podcasts at, especially on YouTube. Subscribe, watch the videos, leave a big thumbs up, leave a comment, share it in the Kliq@gmail.com. Get the merch, link in our bio, all that good stuff. We appreciate all the continued support. And yes, as Tommy said, go Giants. Congrats to them. Looking forward to some October baseball from our hometown team. And on that note, let's go home. And that's the bottom line because Huey said so.